यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परवेगाचार्य से डिवाइन के श्री ऐसी भक्त प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परवेगाचार्य अष्टो सरे डिवाइन के श्री भक्त सिद्धांत गोसाई महाराज की अनंत कोट वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की, नामाचार्य हृदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम राधा कृष्ण गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, तुलसी देवी की, भक्ति देवी की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, भगवत गीता यथारूप की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. इसी में से दिखते हैं चलो Hare Krishna. Today we will study text number 52, chapter 2 from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter name is Contents of Gita Summarized. Very patient, we have to repeat. Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
buddhiḥ vyatitariṣyati.
Buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
tadā gantāsi nirvedaṁ.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
buddhiḥ vyatitariṣyati.
Buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
buddhiḥ vyatitariṣyati.
Buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
I repeat.
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
Pati.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
śrotavyasya śrutasya
Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ. Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ. buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
buddhiḥ vyatitariṣyati.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
yadā te moha-kalilaṁ.
buddhi vyatitariṣyati.
buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
Tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya ca.
śrotavyasya śrutasya. Yadā te moha-kalilaṁ. buddhir vyatitariṣyati.
tadā gantāsi nirvedam.
śrotavyasya śrutasya.
Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Yadā, when, te, your, moha, of illusion, kalilam, dense forest, buddhi, transcendental service, with intelligence, vyapashyati, surpasses, tadā, at that time, gantāsi, you shall go, nirvedam, callousness, śrotavyasya, toward all that is to be heard,
Towards all that is to be be heard.
śrutasya,
Śrutasya,
all that is already heard.
all that is already here.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Translation: when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. You repeat after me. When your intelligence
When your intelligence
has surpassed
has passed
out of the dense forest
out of the dense forest
of delusion,
of delusion,
you shall become indifferent
you shall become indifferent
to all that
to all that
has been heard
has been heard
and all that is to be heard.
and all that is to be heard.
Purport: there are many good examples in the lives of the great devotees of the Lord of those who become indifferent to the rituals of the Vedas simply by devotional service to the Lord. When a person factually understands Kṛṣṇa and his relationship with Kṛṣṇa, he naturally becomes completely indifferent to the rituals of fruitive activities. Even though an experienced Brahman, Śrī Mādhavendra Purī, a great devotee and acharya in the line of devotees, says, Sandhyavantan bhadram astu bhavato boha isneha tubhyam namo vo devaha pitrascha tarpanah vidho namaha naham chamami chamatyam yatra kapi nishyadi yadā klutamasya kamsadvesha ismaram agaham harami tad alam manne kim annenami. Translation is ka, O my prayers 3 times a day, all glories to you. O bathing, I offer my obeisances unto you. O demigods, O forefathers, please excuse me for my inability to offer you my respects. Now, wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of the Yadu dynasty, the enemy of Kṛṣṇa, and thereby I can free myself from all sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me. The Vedic rites and rituals are imperative for non-neophytes, comprehending all kinds of prayer 3 times a day, taking a bath early in the morning, offering respect to the forefathers, etc. But when one is fully in Kṛṣṇa consciousness and is engaged in his transcendental loving service, one becomes indifferent to all these regulative principles because he has already attained perfection. If one can reach the platform of understanding by service to the Supreme Lord, he has no longer to execute different types of penances and sacrifices as recommended in revealed scriptures. And similarly, if one has not understood that purpose of Vedas is to reach the Kṛṣṇa and simply engage in the rituals, etc., then he is uselessly wasting time in such engagement. Persons in Kṛṣṇa consciousness transcend the limit of Sabda Brahm or the range of the Vedas and Upanishads. Om Ajnanatirmanandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Aina Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namah Śrī Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Aina Bhutale Swayam Kada Mayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Śrī Guru Sīkurakanam Śrī Guruna Vaishnavañca Śrī Rūpam Sagrajatam Sagara Raghunatham Vitantam Sajivam सावधेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् शैगं ललिता विशाखाविन्ताञ्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावने श्री वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपासिन्धुश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Hare Krishna, today is a very auspicious day. Today is the auspicious day of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī. He is the absolute Godhead. I pay my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet so that we may get advancement in devotional service to the Lord Kṛṣṇa. There is an appearance day of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī. He is a great devotee of the Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa. And next is Sri Parmeshwari Das Thakur, and one of the Panch Tattva actually, Sri Nivas Acharya, appearance day. We must pay respect to all these actually and obtain blessings from them for our devotional service. When your yadā moha-kalilaṁ buddhi vyatitariṣyati tadā gantāsi nirvedaṁ śrotavyasya śrutasya. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. The dense forest of delusion. This is the important word in this text actually. So, what is the dense forest? The dense forest. Dense forest is that actually we are attached to our fruitive activities, fruitive words of the Vedas. That is because for the elevation of the heavenly planets to enjoy sense gratification. And sometimes actually we do the fruitive activities for the good worth, power, and so forth actually. We do karma kanda actually, activities. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they said that there is nothing more than this. Such men, when they say that there is nothing more than this, which means they are ignorant actually. They do not know what is the future of this actually. Because the fruitive activities which involves the good work to the heavenly planets, that is to say that actually that involve repeated birth, death, old age and disease actually. That is a very distressed condition. Whole world is suffering because of this, because the people are ignorant actually. This is a kind of disease actually. And the people are ignorant of this disease. They do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done, because they are totally ignorant actually. They are not worried about this actually. They do not think actually what is the result of that actually. This is that actually. And temporarily Arjuna was also under the influence of this actually delusion. That's why the Lord Kṛṣṇa has to give this Bhagavad Gita sermon of this. This is the reason actually. When Arjuna asked the Lord Kṛṣṇa to take his chariot in the midst of both the armies actually, Lord Kṛṣṇa established the chariot actually in between both the armies actually. And just after seeing the kinsman, Arjuna, his friends, relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by the compassion for whom he had so decided to fight. He was also compassionate to the soldiers also. Because during the war, their death was imminent actually. He wanted to avoid that war actually. While he was thinking, his limbs were beginning to quiver and his mouth became dry. He was a genuine devotee of the Lord Kṛṣṇa actually. A man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods. Whereas a non-devotees, however advanced he may be in the material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. Those who are lacking in the godly qualities, they have the quality of demons. Because their life is not governed by the instructions of Bhagavad Gita or our Shastra actually. They do whatever they like according to their requirement actually. They don't consider actually. They are not in association of the Lord Kṛṣṇa or devotees of the Kṛṣṇa actually. Because he was a pure devotee, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come into the battle by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, because the Duryodhana was bent upon to fight actually. He refused to give even the 5 blizzes to the Pandavas. Arjuna was very much anxious to see his kinsmen actually. Seeing them standing before him, his Gandhi bow was slipping out of his hands. He was not in a position to stand anymore. He said that he did not see good. He did not see any good can come from killing his own kinsmen in the battle. He was not prepared to fight, even in exchange of 3 words. He gives pleas. With the destruction of the dynasty, internal family traditions are vanquished and rest of the family members are involved in irreligious activities. Because of the irreligion, women of the family are polluted, and from degradation of the womanhood, unwanted population would come. When there is an increase of unwanted population, a hellish situation is created both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. In such corrupt families, there is no offering of oblation of food and water to the ancestors. So this is the condition actually. He was not prepared to fight. That means he was a Kshatriya actually. And duty of Kshatriya is to fight against the kings who were not following religious practice actually. And that the Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, the Kauravas, they were not following the religious principles actually. It was duty of that Arjuna to fight actually. This is known as delusion actually. And what is that? Delusion means the things which are not connected, things or activities which are not connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are not following the instructions of the Lord Kṛṣṇa, that is the delusion. Temporarily, Arjuna was not knowing what to do and what not to do. He does not know whether he should engage in war or not engage in war, whether he will win or whether he will not win. Any party can win the battle actually. He was under delusion. So that's why here in this text, when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, dense forest means the things and activities which are not as per the instruction of Lord Kṛṣṇa, or which are not as per scriptures, Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Charitamrita. Because such people do not know what is the Lord Kṛṣṇa, what is their relationship actually, what to do to cross this dense forest of delusion actually. So men of small intelligence, what they do? Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotee ultimately reach my supreme planet. They do not know the aim of their life. The aim of the life is the opulent life actually. The devotee knows the aim of the life. Aim of your life is the loving devotional service to the Lord Kṛṣṇa actually. To live the life as per instruction of Lord Kṛṣṇa actually. But those who are non-devotees, they do not care for the instruction of the Lord Kṛṣṇa actually. That's why they suffer actually. And they continue to suffer in this material world actually, years to come actually. This is actually. They cannot pass this dense forest actually. Dense forest, you can see all that actually. This is a modes of material nature actually. Worshippers or demigods go to the different planetary system actually, whereas various demigods are situated. Just a worshipper of the sun achieves the sun, or a worshipper of the demigod of a moon achieves the moon. Similarly, if any wants to worship a demigod like Indra, he can attain that particular God's planet. It is not that everyone, regardless of whatever demigod is worshipped, will reach the Supreme Personality Godhead. That is denied here. That is clearly stated that the worshippers of the demigods go to different planets in the material worlds, but the devotees of the Supreme Lord goes directly to the Supreme Lord. The worshippers of the demigods are less intelligent. Anybody who is not connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead is less intelligent. That is not unintelligent person actually. If anyone uses or connected to the Lord, is intelligent actually, because he knows the value of life. He knows the aim of the life actually. When one does not know the aim of the life actually, how one can proceed actually, he may choose a wrong way actually. Suppose a person is standing on the crossing actually, if he does not know where the road leads actually, it means he can choose a wrong path actually. That's why it is very essential actually to be in the line of Kṛṣṇa consciousness actually. The knowledge of the demigods and Supreme Personal Godhead is a must actually. That may decide the path actually, which is the good path actually, which is a perfect path. But if he does not understand this, he achieves different planets where the demigod resides. And what is the result of such activities? Just go on, repeated birth and death, disease and old age actually. They cannot be freed from this material world actually. They have to come again and again actually. The result achieved by the demigods' benedictions are perishable. All of them, they are distracted. Because within the material world, the planets, the demigods and the worshippers are all perishable. Because you see, the devotees of the Lord, when they are engaged in devotional service 24 hours actually, they are qualified for the Golok Vrindavan Dham. And what is the Golok Vrindavan Dham? The Golok Vrindavan Dham, once they reach the destination, they need not to come back here in this material world actually. This is the difference. So all the results achieved by worshipping the demigods are perishable, and such worships is performed by less intelligent living entities. They are not intelligent actually. Pure devotees engage in Kṛṣṇa consciousness in devotional service of the Supreme Lord, achieves eternal blissful existence that is full of knowledge. His achievements and those of the common worshipper of the demigods are different. The Supreme Lord is unlimited, His favor is unlimited, His mercy is unlimited. Therefore, the mercy of Supreme Lord upon His devotees is unlimited actually. This is a difference actually. When you do not worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, why He will give benediction, such benediction? He has to remain, if he is not a devotee of the Lord, he has to remain in this material world actually. That is known as conditioned life actually. Arjuna was a Kshatriya actually. Considering as a specific duty, he must know that there is no better engagement for him than fighting on religious principle actually. And so, there is no need for hesitation. One who gives protections from harm is called Kshatriya. And what is the harm? The harm to the religious principle actually. They were not, Arjuna was not ready to discharge his duty actually. Those Kshatriyas are happy to whom the fighting opportunities come unsought actually. Why? The doors of heavenly planets are open actually for them actually. Either they will be killed on the battlefield. If they are killed on the battlefield, they will go to the heavenly planets. Or if they are emerge victorious, then they will enjoy the kingdom actually. In both ways, it is very much beneficial to the Kshatriya actually. Wars are very much beneficial to the Kshatriya actually. So, seeing this actually, the Lord Kṛṣṇa condemned the attitude of Arjuna, who said, I do not find any good in this fighting. It will cause perpetual habitation in hell. Such a statement by Arjuna was due to ignorance only. He wanted to become non-violent in the discharge of specific duty. For a Kshatriya to be in the battlefield, to become non-violent, is the philosophy of fools. In the Parasmriti on religious codes of conduct made by Paras, the great says for the Vyasdeva, the Kshatriya's duty is to protect the citizen from all kinds of difficulties. And for that reason, he has to apply violence in suitable cases for law and order. Actually. Therefore, he has to conquer the soldiers of the inimical kings. Inimical kings? That's those who are not according to the Shastra. Actually. Thus, with this principle, he should rule over the world. Arjuna had no reason to refrain from fighting. The reason given by the Arjuna, that was not valid actually. He should conquer his enemies. If he conquer his enemy, he would enjoy the kingdom. If he would die in the battle, he would be elevated to the heavenly planets, whose doors were wide open to him. Fighting would be for his benefit in either case. If one does not his duty actually, as a Kshatriya, then what will happen? He will incur sins actually, certainly. He will neglect his duty actually. If he neglect his duty actually, and he is a reputed warrior actually, then what will there? He will lose his reputation actually. A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such obligation, Arjuna cannot refuse to fight because he was challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the facts of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when a fact is good, but when the fact is otherwise, then no one can bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. Where is my... Madhavacharya, he was a great devotee in the line of devotees. He offered obeisances to the demigods, forefathers, and for his excuse actually, for inability to offer the respects actually. So he was a great devotee. He was engaged in the service of the Lord 24 hours a day. When once Madhavendra Purī was in Vrindavan, he was sitting under a tree near Govardhan Hill. He did not have food, but a young cowherd boy appeared before him, with a pot of milk actually and offered to him. The cowherd boy inquired why he did not ask for alms. And he also asked that what he did in meditation, because always around the 24 hours he was engaged in chanting the holy name of Lord Kṛṣṇa and meditation. Mādhavendra Purī was very happy and pleased to see the beauty of the cowherd boy. He forgot all about his hunger and thirst. Definitely, when we are hungry and we are just thirsty also, when we someone see a good lecture, so definitely you will forget all these things actually. He asked the boy where he lived and how he came to know that he was hungry. The boy replied that he was a resident of the Golden Hill and no one in his direction remained hungry. Some of the women of the village had seen this Swami sitting under the tree without food and conveyed the news to him. See this. That's Kṛṣṇa was telling that cowherd boy. He was Supreme Personal Godhead actually. Saying this, the boy left the place without further delay on the plea that he had to milk his cows and waited in vain for him to return to the pot. Whole night chanted the holy name of Lord, and at the end of night he slept. He dreamed that the same boy had come again and taken him by his hand to place congested with creepers and plants. The boy explained that he had lived in that age for a very long time and was suffering through winter, summer and rainy seasons without an adequate shelter. He exposed himself to the eyes of the people by accepting his loving service. The arch form of the Absolute Personality Godhead is identical with him. The Absolute Godhead is not different from his name, fame and pastimes, qualities and entourage. He descends to favor his bona fide devotees and appreciate their transcendental loving service. This is the thing. The name, form and so on of the Absolute Godhead. Mādhavendra Purī drank the milk left by that cowherd boy. The Archamurti of Gopala, who out of his mercy directed the Mādhavendra Purī to bring him into the open. That was again he dreamed like this. He was dreaming like this again. Archamurti should not be mistaken as idol. Archavigraha, we take darshan in the altar actually. Shri Kṛṣṇa Ram, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Lalita Vishaka, Shri Gautandaya. These are not idol actually. But it's not take into his mind that they are just made of stone. No. This is the sin actually. They are actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead actually. So what did actually when he dreamed that actually he was hidden under this bush actually. The next morning when he approached the villagers of the Golden Hill, he asked them to help to extricate the Archamurti of Gopala, who was in the dense forest. The villagers followed him gladly and Gopal, weighty figure was found. Archamurti was taken out. Some of the stronger men took the Archamurti to top of the hills where the deity was set on some big stone, supported by another big stone from behind. All the villagers were informed for the presence of Gopal. Madan Puri carried out the Abhishek ceremony and installed the deities at the top of hill with suitable covering from all sides and above. Regular worship of Gopal and food offering were arranged on daily basis actually. This is the achievement of the Madhavendra Puri. The entire country was known of the appearance of the Gopala, and thus men from all neighboring villages came to visit him. Holy place of Gopala thus became well known to everyone. Whoever came there offered as much as he could afford. Rich men offered costly clothing and many valuable gold ornaments of Gopala. Rich Kshatriya who came there built a temple for Gopala. Some constructed boundary walls, and some erected cooking house, and some gave new cows, about 10,000 to Gopala. There were 10,000 cows at that time. See this, in the service of Gopala actually. The cow was considered very important actually. After 2 years, one night again Madan Puri dreamed that Gopala was speaking to him. Gopala said to Madan Puri that his body was suffering from heat, scorching heat actually. That was not suitable. That is not suitable for him and subside. He could be revived only if the paste of sandalwood grown in Malaya could be applied all over his body. There is a special sandalwood actually, Malaya. So this was the instruction passed to the Madan Puri, and Madan Puri left to the Malaya, to Niranchal Puri actually. So that is some further stories how the sandalwood was brought back here in this Vrindavan actually, and the paste was applied to Gopala actually here. Hare Krishna, I think time is over actually. If anybody answers the question, please tell me. Okay? Hare Krishna.